So this is real world right now. Go. Turn. Was this staged? Was he practicing this before this started?
No.
Hey, that's a real world preparation demo. That's a life lesson. You're gonna be successful in 30 years. I guarantee you that. All right. Okay. Continuing on. All right. We're gonna get right into it. So I'm not gonna tell him what he's gonna do. All right. This is a squat mistake or an issue that I see a lot. There's generally two ways to address it or fix it, and it could be based around the individual's current capacities, generally with the ankle or the hip. All right. Go ahead and do a couple reps on your front squat. Just regular. I'm not giving him any prep on this one. Okay, go ahead, rack it. All right, so what you saw right there, it wasn't as bad as I see a lot of times, but you'll see the ankles collapsing, all right? So when you're squatting, you should have your whole foot stay in contact with the ground the whole time, all right? Now, sometimes if you lack ankle mobility or your hip can't move or a combination, you're gonna see compensations with the ankle. So you'll see that ankle rotate in, and you'll basically see the outside edge or the lateral backside edge of the foot come off the ground. That's one thing that we don't want. Now, in this case, I know that he has the capacity, or he has the ability to do that. He has to mentally think about keeping his foot contact and basically working the intrinsic muscles of the foot to stay in that position. All right, so go ahead and go again. So he'll do the exact same thing here. All right, so now, all right, what I'm looking for is I want to see this whole foot stay down and still get to the same squat position. Go ahead and go. Up, good. Just don't hit the pins. Go ahead and go one, scoot back. There you go. Whole foot flat. Up. So you see the difference right there. Go ahead, rack it up. All right, Justin, come over here. All right, now I'm going to show you another example. All right, so he has the ability to do that. That's just one where there's not really like necessarily anything that we need to add. He just needs to think about that when he's doing it. All right, now I'm going to show you another example. Go ahead and go. And I want you to get set, scoot back a little bit, and I want you to front squat kind of as deep as you can all the way down on this one. Go ahead and go. Keep going, keep going, keep going, right there and up. Okay, now go ahead and rack it up. So with him, all right, I can give him the same cues that I just gave the other individual that was squatting. He doesn't have the ankle capacity to be able to get in that position, all right? So I can keep saying, yelling, and saying anything along the lines, but he just physically can't do it. So in that case, that's one of the reasons why, like if you have elevation is one of the best things that you can have, either with like weightlifting shoes, a slant board, wedges, whatever it is, all right? So when we go on this, if he has, get set up like you normally would. Yep, and then go get your feet on the wedges, just like that. All right, so we want to be in a position, I'll just let him go. Go ahead and go. And up. And you'll see how his foot stays flat on that one, all right? Go ahead, rack it up. Did that feel like a more comfortable squat position? Yes, all right? So like that's an example where the wedge, elevation, anything like that, it would be an example where he needs that. The first individual, we could still use that, but he has the capacity, so I don't really want him to go elevation. I want him to think about what he's doing when he's squatting and work those intrinsic muscles of the foot to keep the foot in the position so we don't see that compensation. So those are two different examples right there of generally things that you'll see a lot. Sometimes you'll see people even a ton just overcompensate and their foot will collapse. If you're that you just don't want that. Like that's one thing I don't want. So if we have to elevate the heels, but also focus on that if you're the athlete, individual, whatever you're doing, of trying to keep those mechanics in those positions, so those muscles, those small little intrinsic muscles get strengthened, and you're able to stay in a good position when you're squatting.